everyone. We are back with Mayor Martin for her chance to come in here and chat with us about anything of importance to her. And we're also going to go over the summer workshop that was back in July. And she's going to give us some key points and highlights, how she think the whole entire 2 or 3 days went. And then we'll get onto your FAQs from social media. So hi, Mayor.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. It's good for you to be here. I mean, I know it was hard for you to come in because you're so busy, but thank you for taking out some time.
Absolutely.
So let's go over the retreat. That was the end of July.
Yep.
And you have a winter and a summer. So just to refresh people's memories, what occurs at the workshops?
So the workshops are a time for all of us to come together, the entire city council, administration, all the department heads, and members of our city staff who work on all of our projects, for us to get updates, for us on projects, for us to look at revenue trends and expenditure trends, have conversations that are really in-depth about what's going on in the city. We also have an economist come out and talk to us about what's going on in our local economy and what projections they're looking at going into future years. We also have partnerships with, our healthcare partners or our school district partners, and we invite them in also to give an overview of some of the things that they're working on in the community. So this past summer was our budget retreat. And in the February workshop, we look at what the trends are looking like and give some direction. But at the budget retreat, we give some real final.
So the summer one's the budget retreat.
Summer one is the budget retreat,
Okay.
and we give mostly final direction as to what the millage rate needs to look like and what the budget needs to look like going forward.
So what are some key points and highlights of the summer one?
So we got a lot of updates on our infrastructure projects, what's coming forward, what projects are in design, what projects are going to be going out to bid soon. It's important to note that because a lot of people, especially I notice out in the social media world, says, "Oh, there's no planning, there's no planning going on. What's happening? Why is this happening? Why is that happening?" Well, we're constantly planning. We have a long-range transportation
Years in the
plan.
future.
Yes, long-range 2050
Yeah.
transportation plan that we have infrastructure projects planned out for. We're constantly planning. We're constantly making decisions on what roads have to be addressed next, whether it be widening of a road, turn lanes, roundabouts, you name it. Sidewalk plan, repaving master plan is discussed, our stormwater plan. So we get updates on all that. But most importantly, we discuss the budget. We discuss the number of employees that are needed in order to address our growing community that goes through our city manager's office. And it's important to note that the budget is the city manager's budget that he presents to all of us on the city council with recommendations on how to move forward with staffing, how to move forward with our capital and plan, and also what is needed in order to operate the city for the next year in terms of a tax rate. And so at this year, summer workshop, we set the tentative tax rate, and we said that we were going to lower the crosstown millage, and we were going to keep the general fund flat, pending the city manager going back and taking another look at how we can do some another incremental reduction in the general fund. And so what that is looking like right now, and of course, it has to be voted on by the city council at our September 8th meeting.
Right.
What that is looking like is in relation to where we could find some savings. The council made a decision to close the Cameo site based on data showing that it is costing us money out of our general fund. The general fund is subsidizing, which we really don't want to continue that happening.
Yeah.
And based on the fact that only 25% of our residents actually have used the Cameo site. And so from a number standpoint and a utilization standpoint, it's not worth keeping open. So we're going to have an overage of about $1 million and change. And so we're going to use that. The city manager is going to be recommending to use that for the offset to further reduce the general fund millage.
Okay, that makes sense.
That
I understand.
1.1 million that he can save by closing the site, we can then use that to give that reduction back to the taxpayers.
And as far as that closing, what are the options for residents now if they have yard waste or anything?
So yard waste is still once a week. And that,
Extra, I guess,
Yeah.
like yard waste that
Right.
isn't 4 cubic yards. Yeah.
Right. So if there's extra yard waste, they can either wait and put it out in the following week, or the other options are you can take it to the landfill, or if you so choose, you can hire someone to come in and take the extra to the landfill on your behalf. But yard waste is not changing. It's still once a week. Bulk is still once a month. That is not changing. And obviously, our solid waste is not changing either.
Right.
So,
And what were some of the highlights that you remember from the summer workshop? Anything that like stuck out for you?
just the fact that we are really making strides with our infrastructure, making sure that we are getting projects done that our citizens have said that they want done. We also talked about our traffic calming and making sure that we're addressing those needs where the criteria is met for traffic calming on roads where residents are concerned about the speeding in the neighborhoods. And upcoming park openings and what we're doing with our park. So highlight is Stars and Stripes Park should be open pretty soon.
And that's out in Southern Grove.
That's right. We're waiting right now for the bathrooms to be, they're ordered.
Completed.
They're completed. They
Yep.
have to be installed. Once that's done, we'll be able to open that park. So that's really,
We'll have like a little grand opening for that.
yes, that's really
Great.
exciting. We're going to do it at dusk because of the celestial
yeah.
sculptures that are there
So
and how they
pretty.
light up at night. They're beautiful. So that should be happening in the next month or so. Tradition Regional is well underway and very excited at the BMX park. The adaptive all-wheel park, that construction is happening. It just started. And that park will be open first quarter of 2025. The BMX portion, 2026.
6, yeah.
The BMX portion may take a little bit longer depending
Well,
on
makes sense
things.
that it would, yeah.
We were going to try to open them simultaneously, but it might take a little bit longer for that. So,
Just something else to look forward to.
yeah. And then the other highlight, which I know we're going to talk about, is what's going on at Pioneer Park or the Port District with the restaurant.
Yeah,
So-
let's jump into the FAQs.
Yeah.
That's a nice segue. Yeah, so talk about the Grove.
Yeah, so the
So exciting.
Grove is really exciting. It's going to be our outdoor, well, it's going to be several little restaurant areas or like a food garden type area. The Salt River Restaurant is going to break ground very soon, and that will be our outdoor dining establishment with the rooftop bar. And they decided to call it Salt River after our river because it's brackish.
Yep.
And then we're going to have a tequila tiki bar out there. There's going to be a restaurant for Italian. There's going to be sushi. So we have a lot of little things going on out there that are going to be great when that all comes together and gets open. Also, our nature trails are going in right
Yep.
now. They're being constructed right now on the southern portion of the property that connects to the parking lot area where the playground is and our historic homes. So,
And speaking of connecting, something else happened recently too.
right. And the most exciting thing is that our boardwalk is connected now.
Yeah.
All the way underneath the bridge. And so that's really awesome. I'm
Yeah, I hope-
actually going to go out there and walk it really soon and with our communications team and do like a little video because some people I found that aren't aware of it, believe it or not. They don't know about it.
I know, and I think I was on vacation when we put that out on social media, and it went crazy. So a lot of people do know, so I hope everyone's taking advantage of it. It'll start getting cooler, so it'll be a little less buggy, maybe. But yeah, I know everybody's been waiting for that, at least since I've been working here. Probably way longer than that.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that it finally finished and it looks wonderful. And actually, another thing we were going to talk about is people can use that when there's a celebration that's happening
Absolutely.
on September 12th.
So for those that don't know, because I know we've been broadcasting it everywhere,
We have.
We are an all-American city. now.
Yay.
And one of 2 cities in Florida, it was us in Tallahassee that were awarded that this year.
Yep.
And so we are going to have an All-America City celebration on September 12th at the Port District from 6 to 9.
Yep. We'll have more
So-
information about that very soon. Actually, you might get the information before this podcast drops this week. So,
awesome.
yeah, it's just going to be a gathering. National Civic League is coming down. I think they're visiting all 20 winning cities. And we're just going to have food trucks, kids games. There's going to be tables out there from every city department, and
Right.
you can talk to all of us. We'll be there. Yeah, it's going to be great. I think a DJ too, so
Yeah.
it'll be really fun. And so let's see. We updated the Cameo site. Do you want to talk about the budget in brief?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So going into talking about what I mentioned before about the budget shows like how many employees we need and what's recommended. So this year, I think we're going to have, let's see, about 40 positions that have been planned for. We're going to have increases in staffing for information technology in our police department, Parks and Rec department, utility systems, and stormwater. We're going to have in our road and bridge area as part of Public Works, we're going to have 5 people there to deal with all the infrastructure improvements that we are going to be embarking upon. It's important to note that we have so many projects that are in various stages, especially the ones that are in design right now, and then we'll be able to go to construction funding for in the future. And what we do is leverage all of our resources to see how we're going to pay for that. But it also entails going out for a bond to make sure that we can get all these projects done. And how we pay for that bond is that the developers pay mobility or impact fees into the city for new development. And so we have a fund for that specifically, and that's the fund that we'll use as collateral to go out to bond. So we can do these infrastructure projects. It's important to note because a lot of people think more infrastructure projects that our taxes are going to go up as a result. And our taxes are not going to
not
go up
true.
as a
Yeah.
result. As a matter of fact, this will be the 10th year in a row that the city is lowering the tax rate or the millage rate. And we're continuing on our promise to lower it as much as we possibly can while still being able to maintain
Sure.
the highest value of service for our residents, especially since we're growing.
Yes.
We grew 49,000 people in 4-year time period.
Wow.
From 2020 to 2024, and we just got our numbers from the state last week.
Oh, that's right.
So we have seen a slowdown in the increase of population, which in my opinion is a good thing.
It is.
So we are right around 6,200 residents between 2024 and 2025,
Okay.
which is a drop because
That is,
our
because usually it's
average-
about 11 to 14 or something, right?
Yeah, so in 2024, we saw the highest number, which was 14,000 in one year. But
crazy.
the average between the prior 4 years was 11,000 and change. So to see that little bit of a decline is a little bit of a breath of fresh air for all of us,
Yeah.
especially in the city organization and for our residents as well. Which we know it's not going to stay that way because we're going to continue to grow because of the land that is out there
Right.
and the property rights. But it does give us a little chance to breathe
Yeah.
and to keep planning. 'Cause
Right.
That's what we're doing, constantly planning.
I want to jump back to what you were saying about several infrastructure projects going on at once. Could you talk about why that happens? Because a lot of people that
Yeah.
I speak with and see questions in emails and social media are, well, why can't you just finish one project
Right.
before you start another? Could you talk on
Sure.
that a bit?
So going back to the fact that we leverage all our resources, right? So we have funding that comes from the state for projects. We have our half-cent sales tax projects that are underway from that fund. And then, of course, we have our general fund as well. So depending on the programming, and when I say programming, especially as it relates to the state and state projects, it takes a very long period of time for state-funded projects to get done from the time they first go into the particular state program for PD&E, which is the study for the need, to design, to right-of-way acquisition, and then to construction funding. And they're all split out in different years according to what the funding that the state has for each district. And so we share in the state funding just like everyone else. The state issues a pot of money every year for transportation, and the Department of Transportation divvies it up amongst all the cities and all the counties, depending on what the needs are and all the programming that has been done over several years. So, for example, our most talked about
Which is on my list of questions to ask you.
which is Port St. Lucie Boulevard South, that originally got into the state program in 2010.
Wow.
And because of the PD&E, the design, the right-of-way acquisition, it took till 2022 to actually get constructed. And that's just the first segment.
Right.
That the state broke it up into 4 segments, that 4-mile stretch of road. So it's taken 2022 to start. Now we're in 2025, which we know the project is overdue, but if you've been out there lately, it's wrapping up.
It is. The next phase is starting.
But the next phase is starting.
Yep.
Right. And that will be from Alcantara to Par. So road projects take a long time. Design takes a long time. It takes years to design projects because a lot of people think you just put down some asphalt, pull out the grass, put down the asphalt, and there's the road.
Yeah, it's not
There's
that
so
way.
much more that goes into it with design and engineering. You have to look at what's under the ground, what may need to be under the ground infrastructure to support what's above the ground. And I'm no engineer by any stretch of the imagination, but I know that it takes a long time. So,
So just imagine if we waited for
Yeah.
Port St. Lucie Boulevard to be completed.
right, and never do another project.
never do another
We
project.
would never get anything done.
No.
So, and now we have the Tulip project that was
gonna
delayed.
bring that up.
And so we delayed that because of the location, the Tulip Roundabout, because it was right near Gatlin and Darwin, and we knew we have enough congestion,
Yep,
so we
that'd have been
delayed
a
that
nightmare.
project.
Yeah.
But Floresta is also being done at the same time, but that's a half-cent sales
Sales
tax
tax.
project. So, yeah, if we did a pay-as-you-go or one project at a time, nothing would ever get done.
My gosh, imagine if we waited on Crosstown.
No, that took long enough as it is, right?
yes.
Took over 20 years to
Yeah.
fully get done over to US 1. Mm-hmm. And then the state came in and did a project with the interchange at Gatlin. And then we had to go in and do a right-hand turn lane
Right.
onto Tradition Parkway. So I understand the frustration, but then I think residents would be even more upset that we are only getting one project done at a time and waiting and then sitting on pots of money
Right.
that need to be utilized for exactly what they're collected for. It's half-cent sales tax. The projects need to get done based on those collections. The other projects need to get done if they're mobility projects because we've collected those fees and we're sitting on those funds. Those have to get done. And then the state, we get the allocations when the state tells us, depending on the programming. So those projects have to get done according to the state timeline, not our timeline.
Good. Let's talk about the Heart in the Park opening. Finally happened.
Yes.
It was July 12th or something like that. So it's been open for a couple weeks now. Thoughts on that?
It's great.
Yeah.
It is so great to see so many people taking advantage of the pictures
Oh,
and going out and
yeah.
enjoying the plaza there. The wedding was out there, the mass wedding that
Yep,
they
in
had.
June, yeah.
They did the grand opening to the public on the 23rd.
Oh, that's
There
right. It was
two.
July 23rd.
Yeah, there was a ribbon
Yep.
cutting and then the one on to the 23rd.
That was kind of just like a free for all. There were like
was.
lots of things to do. There were nobody spoke about anything.
No.
It was just everybody can just enjoy
Yeah,
the
go
the
enjoy
area.
it. Going to the Amore restaurant or to Sarah's Kitchen or to the juice bar or to the Peach Cobbler Factory. Residents are actually enjoying it. It's really pretty. It's a great vibe. And I've seen so many pictures.
Yeah.
And
We had Bethany in here
it's great.
last time, I think. Yeah. And she was talking about the entire Art and Public Places master plan and
Yeah.
and how it's not funded by
Not
taxpayers.
funded by the city, not maintained by the city.
Yep. And we have so many. There's actually something going up, I believe, this week. Another one, I want to say it's Torino. So yeah, there's just, and public art in general is just so subjective. Some people don't like something. Some people love
Right.
something. So to me, it just, it gets rid of some of the concrete jungle. It
does.
adds just like a little bit of like flair and
Right.
beauty to what's already existing.
It is, and it's subjective, and you know what? There's been some art that's been put up, and I really didn't care for it,
Yeah.
but sometimes it grows on you too.
And someone else might like it.
But yeah,
So, yeah.
it's about all of us collectively, and just because I might not like something doesn't mean someone else may not. And it's just trying to make our city beautiful. It's
Yeah.
trying to make our city have more culture, which is something that our residents have been asking for. So we're trying to build that program as much as we possibly can, and it's a requirement of the developers to install or pay for the public art, or or contribute to the
Enter
fund.
the fund.
Either way, it's their choice.
Yep.
And it does enhance the quality of life in the community.
It does. It sure does. Do you have anything that you want to speak about, that you want to talk about that we haven't covered?
Just our budget meeting is coming up on the 8th, our first one. We had packed chambers because of the increase to the solid waste.
We did, yeah.
Which actually is always nice because we want our residents to come to the meetings.
Of course.
We want our residents to learn about what's going on. And the best way to do that is to come to a meeting, ask questions, make a phone call, email in, because there's a lot of misinformation that goes out on social media. And you really don't get the context as to why things are done the way they're done, why they have to be done, whether we have to follow state rules. I mean, the best thing to do to learn about the city is ask questions of the people that have the factual information, come to a meeting.
Visit our website.
Visit
please.
the website.
There's so much
website
information.
is so packed with lots of information.
And most of the questions residents have can be answered on our website.
Absolutely.
Everything is there.
Right. We have FAQs on our website. But I do want to mention the solid waste for a minute because it is a hot topic.
It is.
And why is it going up for $20.89? It's going up because, and I've talked about this before, in the franchise agreement, which is actually the contract between the city and FCC, there is a built-in 4% increase every year for the consumer price index, inflationary index.
Right.
So it is built into the contract. We have to vote for it because it's in the contract. If we do not vote for it, and it's because they have seen an increase in inflation in costs.
And the population.
And our population has grown, so they have to make sure that they're meeting costs in order to provide the service. So it's built in there as a standard, and so that is why if we voted against it, we would be in breach of contract and subject to a lawsuit, which we do not want or need. And so that's the first part of why the increase went up. The second part of it is because the county increased the cost to the landfill and because they decided to start charging for recycling collection. So what we did was we were told originally that it was going to be a $69 increase just for the disposal increase at the landfill. Well, our staff went back and looked at all the numbers, found that we could lower our number significantly. And we also said, okay, well, they're raising the cost at the landfill also because they have to open a new cell because of the growth. How can we offset some of that? How could we not contribute so much to the landfill? So we decided to take 80% of our yard waste, and this was an agreement with the county commission. I actually sat in the meeting with our city manager, our county commission chair, and George Landry, the county administrator, and we discussed these costs, and we said we want to have our interlocal to keep bringing everything to landfill, except for 80% of our yard waste. We wanted to be able to take that to a mulching company, and this way we're saving the landfill, and by bringing it to the mulching company, it reduces the cost for our residents.
And it also reduces, it's mulched. It's turned into something else.
It's actually turned into mulch that
Right.
can be used for whatever purposes people need to use it for. So we were able to do that, and instead of having over $70 increase, which is what we would have been looking at,
Yeah.
when you combine the 4% increase with the amount that we agreed upon with the county, we were looking at a $20.89 increase
And that is a year.
a year.
That's what I want
That's
to
for the year.
make sure people understand.
Right.
I think when the trim notices went out and people saw the assessments and
Yes.
they
was
were
quite-
upset, it would have upset me.
Right.
But it's $20.89 a year, and stormwater.
The stormwater is $6.
Six
Yes.
a year.
For the year.
Yes.
Or 50 cents a month.
Right.
Yes.
So it's like 30 something
Right.
total.
And the stormwater is, we have many projects that have to get done. We have a
Not
major.
just swales.
Not just swales. We have over 200 canals. We have a
Mm-hmm.
huge system, and especially in the western portion of the city, in the Ocala, California area.
Yep.
We have a major watershed improvement project that has to get
Mm-hmm.
done. The estimated cost of that is going to be about $30 million. And there are other projects as well. So we have to make sure that we have the funding necessary in order to go and pay for that huge project that's going to reduce all of that flooding. It's a very complicated project because the water currently flows in a different direction than
Yeah.
what the natural flow is.
Yeah.
It's going to require some land acquisition. It's going to require more stormwater to be housed in that land. Whatever gets purchased, we're going to have to turn that into stormwater ponds. And it's going to be a huge engineering project, and it's going to be really complicated. But certain projects just have to get done. We're still playing catch up. We're always going to be playing catch up because our city was not formed the way other cities were
Traditional
formed,
way,
traditional. And we are still a young city. We are still only 64 years young. But we have these projects planned, no matter what they are: parks, stormwater, roads, utilities. Our utility system. We are going to be looking at going to design for our Glades water treatment plant because we know that we are going to need more capacity in the future. We're going to need to have that plant be bigger. So we're doing all these things now in preparation for what may come in the future.
Right. And I appreciate what you said about coming to meetings. Everybody up there on the dais was happy that people were there.
Yes.
And I watched the entire meeting, and folks too. That's just part of the rules of a city council meeting. Is council addresses everything at the end of public comment. So stick around
Yes.
to get your answer. And a lot of people did, and a lot of people actually left
Yes.
educated. They understood everything, and they weren't quite as upset because of everything that they were seeing online and
Right.
and when they got their letter. So it's really important to go to our meetings, but also go to our website.
Absolutely.
Everything is there, cityofpsl.com. We have short URLs. If anybody needs any information about anything, I always put that out on social media. It's the place to go for truthful information. Everything is correct there if you have any questions at all. So
Absolutely.
anything else, Mayor, before we
No, that's it.
sign off?
We're continuing to work, getting things done, and
Fall's coming
Fall-
up. We
fall's
have
coming up. We
tons
have-
of events.
yeah, we have so many events coming up this fall, which are also on our city website.
They are. Calendar.
Yeah.
cityofpsl.com/calendar.
Right.
We have Fall Fun Fest, Oktoberfest, International Fest,
Yeah.
fests of all kinds that anybody would
It'll
like.
be Christmas
So,
before you know it. This year has gone by incredibly fast. I think faster than any other year that I can remember in recent history.
I think I agree with you. I really don't even remember August, which just ended on Sunday. So it's crazy.
It is.
And also, everybody, I want just a reminder too, we're coming up to peak hurricane season. Knock wood, nothing
That's right.
happens. But just make sure you're prepared. We have everything on our website about that too, /hurricane. So just quick reminders about having everything ready. There seems to be some sort of frontal line that's keeping things away this year. But again, I'm going to knock as many times as I can about that.
That's right.
So yeah, visit our website, call us, email us. We'll get all the answers that you need.
Yeah. And
So-
if you don't have my newsletter already, you can email me at mayor@cityofpsl.com. And my assistant, Brandon, will make sure you are subscribed. I send it out every single month. has lots of information also about what's going on in the city.
Yep, it's great. We, if you go to cityofpsl.com/stayinformed, you can sign up there as well, but Brandon will also sign you up, so.
Absolutely.
Mayor, thank you so much. I really
Thanks.
appreciate you taking time. I know you're very busy, so
Anytime.
we appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks.